Sometimes when we go to use the elimination method, we see numbers that just don't do anything nice for us. Not only is neither of 8 and 5 a multiple of the other, they don't have a nice common multiple. Neither do 7 and 3. Fortunately, with the elimination method, there is a way to choose values to multiply by that will always work. So this is the way that will always work. Sometimes we can choose smaller numbers, but this will always get us to an answer. First, pick a variable to eliminate. For the sake of this demonstration, I pick x to eliminate. Now I'm going to multiply the first equation on both sides by the coefficient of x in the second equation. Now x is the variable that I picked. If I'd picked y, I would use the coefficient of y. So I'm going to take the first equation and multiply it on both sides by the coefficient of x in the second equation. That'll give me 5 times 8x plus 7y equals 5 times 3. Distributing, 40x plus 35y equals 15. Now I'm also going to multiply on the second equation. We're going to multiply the second equation on both sides, not by the coefficient of x in the first equation, but by its opposite. Now, why did I choose that? We'll see once we've done the multiplication. So I'm going to take the second equation and multiply it on both sides, not by 8, but by negative 8. So distributing, we'll get negative 8 times 5x is negative 40x. Negative 8 times 3y is negative 24y. Equals negative 8 times negative 5 is positive 40. Now, why did we choose negative 8 instead of positive 8? Well, you see what happened. We have negative 40x and positive 40x. You can see now that when we add together the left-hand sides, x will be eliminated. What do we get? Positive 40x plus negative 40x will be 0x. 35y minus 24y will be 11y equals 15 plus 40, 55. X was eliminated. Divide both sides by 11. We'll get y equals 5. Now that we have our hands on y, we can get x. I'm going to just choose the first equation. For no reason. I don't really feel like choosing, so I just choose the first thing. So I'll have 8x plus 7 times 5 equals 3. 8x plus 35 equals 3. Subtract 35 on both sides. I'll get 8x equals 3 minus 35, negative 32. Divide both sides by 8, and I get x equals negative 4. My solution is x equals negative 4, y equals 5. You should check in the second equation and confirm that that actually works. Go ahead and pause the video and do that. So we find that this solution actually works in both equations. Now I want you guys to notice something. This is the top of the page. This is the bottom of the page. It takes a whole page to do this problem. Maybe a little bit less because I wrote out these instructions here. But accept that it takes up a lot of space to work a problem like this. It takes a lot of space, it takes a little bit of time, but it's not that difficult, just time consuming. I'm going to have you try one of these now. Solve the system 5x minus 6y equals 1. 6x plus 5y equals 50. And just so the process you follow will be the same one I'm about to demonstrate, choose to eliminate x. Pause the video and try this now. All right, we're going to choose to eliminate x. That means we're going to multiply the first equation on both sides by 6. 6 times 5x minus 6y equals 6 times 1. This will be 30x minus 36y equals 6 times 1 is 6. Now we're going to multiply the second equation on both sides, not by 5, but by the opposite of 5, by negative 5. So we'll have negative 5 times 6x plus 5y equals negative 5 times 50. I did tell you that this can result in big numbers. Negative 5 times 6x will be negative 30x. Negative 5 times 5y will be negative 25y. And this will equal negative 250. All right, now I'm going to write them next to each other because it's easier to read that way. 30x minus 36y equals 6. Negative 30x minus 25y equals negative 250. Adding these together, 30x minus 30x is 0x. That's what we wanted. Negative 36y plus negative 25y, I get negative 61y. 6 minus 250, I get negative 244. Well, x was eliminated. Let's see if a nice thing happens when we divide both sides by negative 61. In fact, it does. We get y equals 4. Now we can choose whichever of the original equations we liked. I'm going to choose the first equation to find x. We'll get 5x minus 6 times y equals 4 equals 1. 5x minus 24 equals 1. Add 24 to both sides. 5x equals 25. Divide both sides by 5. And we get x equals 5. Our solution then is x equals 5, y equals 4. And you should check in the second equation and confirm that that is the correct solution.